Hello there! Today I will be providing arguments both for and against our consumption of media and how much media we consume. I'd like to start out by talking about arguments for our consumption of media and what kinds we use, as well as against, and then I will go to how much we consume. I would like to start out by going through three arguments for and three arguments against the kinds of media that we consume. We use so much media on a daily basis, there's really no way to quantify it. We use so many different kinds. It goes from movies to TV to video games to even the news. And the news themselves are the ones that tend to tell us how much media we should be consuming. Almost all the media that we use is for the purpose of entertainment. From the countless movies that are on channels like TBS and TNT, to the myriad of shows on every channel and 1,000 different streaming services. We really only use the media that we have for entertainment. That's the primary purpose of it. That's why it's called the entertainment industry. When it comes to the many medias that we consume, it can often be an escape for a lot of people, right? From a world that may not be as welcoming as we would like it to be. Myself, personally, I like to retreat into the Marvel universe. I find the stories of fantastic heroes to be really inspiring. The stories of men like Captain America are who I want to be as a man. However, a lot of the media that we consume is very repetitive. It's almost become a cliche to joke about how when one movie pops up, another movie with the exact same premise will pop up a few months later. One of the more famous examples is Dante's Inferno and Volcano, but a more recent example would be White House Down and Olympus Has Fallen. Almost every piece of media is like that. There's always ways to pick apart the story to say it's this movie again. That's where the 7-story comment comes in. There are really only 7 stories that we can tell, it's just variations of how we tell them. And going back to the people using it to deal with a world that might not be as helpful, some people can just shut out the world based on the media that they consume. This applies to a lot of Star Wars fans. They tend to look at the world only through Star Wars eyes. They kind of only like Star Wars a certain way, how it was originally from George Lucas's own mind. They don't really like a lot of new additions, like the prequels or the sequels. But this is not about Star Wars. Next, I'd like to provide arguments of how much media we consume. First off, I want to say nobody can tell you how much media you can consume. It is entirely up to you. Nobody can tell you how much media is too much for you. And everybody uses media in their own way. For example, I want to be a movie critic, so I use media to kind of inform my opinions on other projects. And many people do use media to help enrich their lives. Many people find media and products made from media to be a source of joy for them. There are thousands of videos on YouTube of people going through their collections of nostalgia and everything, and it warms my heart to see stuff like that. However, while no one can tell you how much media is too much, there can be a limit. The amount of media that we consume unchecked can be harmful. If you sit from 6 a.m. to 12 p.m. watching a streaming service, that can be harmful. For many reasons. It can be harmful to your brain, just pure constant stimulation. It can also be harmful to your health. No vitamin D, no exercise. And when people do try to help themselves with the media that they use, it is often a crutch. For example, I'm guilty of this. I'm very much guilty of this. I use references in everyday speak even to people that don't understand the reference. I reference Supernatural with my girlfriend all the time. She's never seen Supernatural. It really depends just on who you are. Lastly, I want to say there's no one way to consume media. There's no one way that media can be done. But what it can be is something beautiful, as long as it is not taken out of context.